It's Saturday today, and I already have completed all of my regular house chores for the day, like uh, washing all of the sheets and getting all of the extra dishes cleaned and put away, and just kind of got the house tidied up, some laundry going. And now I'm going to get started with some of the things that I need to do to get ready for next week for homeschool. We just completed our first week of school. And besides our History Bible Literature program from Sunlight, which is level E, American History, besides that, we just started language arts this last week, and that went really well for the most part. So this coming week, we are getting ready to add math. That is the second week in our slow start process. And so I need to pull out the math materials and get some things prepared. I also need to go through my daughter's multiplication flashcards and put them into kind of some daily bundles so that she's not practicing the same thing every day, but she's also not practicing just one math fact all week. So I need to kind of pull those together and get everything situated in her binder. I also need to fill out her weekly checklist and do a little bit of planning in my own planner for this coming week. So come along with me and see what we are doing. If you're new here, my name is Jerilyn. I am a homeschool mom of 3 kids. My daughter is age 10 and she is just starting 5th grade this year. We have been homeschooling since she was in kindergarten. And then I also have a 3-year-old son and a 1-year-old daughter. And they are just kind of getting used to the fact that now we are a little bit more busy in the mornings with doing school, and that there's not as much playtime with their older sister as they had before. So we're just kind of trying to get used to that new routine. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the like button if you like homeschool planning, curriculum, all things like that. And then hit the notification bell so that you know when I post a new video. So here's my list of things that I need to get done. Like I said, I need to pull out the math pages, the multiplication cards, get my daughter's weekly checklist filled out. I need to fill out my planner. I also need to add months to my planner. The planner that I use, which is from Sunlight, it is extremely thick and has tons and tons of pages. So I only keep about 3 months worth here in my planner at one time. So I need to take out a couple months and put some new ones in. I also need to take out the tests and quizzes from the CLE light units. And then I need to clean out the schoolwork that is in my bedroom. We have a filing cabinet in there, and that's where I keep all of the finished work. But it's nap time right now, so I can't do that one until another time because the 1-year-old sleeps in my room in a pack and play during nap time. So this is how I decided to separate the cards. I first distributed each of the multiplication facts into 8 different groups. So this is where I'm going to keep the cards. And so what she'll do is she'll just grab this little section, everything between the first thumb and the next one. So then after she's practiced these fact cards, then she'll just put it back here, and the next day she'll grab the next one. She is going to do this 4 days per week. So I'll probably have her do some of the cards with me and some of the cards on her own. Okay, so far I've finished math pages and now multiplication cards. Now I'm going to do the CLE tests and quizzes next and get that put in my mom binder. And then I will get those all put away. So this is my CLE reading pocket, and I'm just going to slip the quizzes and tests in here. I already pulled out the quizzes and tests for the first light unit, and I just need to find those really quick. Here are the quizzes and tests that I already pulled out for light unit number 1. So I'm just going to put these in here. Okay, so now I have finished CLE tests and quizzes and put the math pages away and the multiplication cards away. Now I'm going to work on filling out her weekly checklist and my planner and adding months to my planner. Okay, so here's the binder where I keep all of my planning pages. They're over here. I'm going to add September and October, because if I add too much more than that to keep August in here right now, that'll be really full. So I'm just going to pull out September and October. And then I'm going to come over here to my planner. So this is kind of my working planner. I use a Pro-Click binding system, and so this little device thing, so this little piece of plastic is what you open up the coils with, and then you can re-clip them when you've finished. So I'm going to just take out June and July for right now, and then I'm going to close it up a bit so I can flip August over, and then I will reopen it to put in September. Oh, I can't put in September and October because I haven't punched the holes yet, so I need to do that first actually. So here's my Pro-Click binding hole puncher, and it's a little bit loud, so I'm going to mute the video and put on some music or something so you don't have to listen to it. It's pretty loud, but I'll just show you how I punch all the holes. now we're ready. So now I'm back to put my pages in my planner, and you just kind of slide them in. And then you snap all of the coils together. Okay, that looks pretty good. So this is my weekly spread for my Sunlight planner that I keep here in my homeschool plans book. I only keep a few months at a time, like I said before, because it gets really full, and I only have the small and medium coils. I don't have the large, which would hold maybe 120 pages instead of 90-ish. So that's why I don't put very many in, because I just like to keep it simple. But before I fill out this planning page for myself, I'm going to fill out my daughter's weekly checklist. Now, usually in the past, I have printed out a checklist for her every week, and I type in her assignments and print it out, and then she marks it off all week. When I was getting this ready for her, first of all, I let her design the weekly checklist. She chose the colors and the clip art and kind of how it looked a little bit. And then she decided that she wanted it laminated instead of me printing it out every single week. But because of that, I have to write in some of the different lesson parts, which is why I need to fill those out right now. So this week we are only doing language arts, so copywork, dictation, narration. She's going to start typing. We were supposed to start typing last week, and I definitely forgot. And I think I mentioned it to her, but I totally spaced it. So we didn't do Nature Reader or typing last week because Nature Reader isn't added until our enrichment week anyway, but that's okay. So we have Fix It Grammar, and we are on week 12. So I'm just going to write week 12. And then CLE reading, she did lessons 1 through 4 last week, which means that this week she'll be on 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we are starting math warm-up and math this week. So the reason why everything is purple here, those are subjects that are independent. She can do those before I get to the table. So these are things that she can be working on while she's waiting for me to get finished, doing my morning chart and chores and things like that. So for math warm-up, she is going to do a section of flashcards like what I showed you earlier. And then she'll do a page of multiplication on Monday and Wednesdays, and a page of division on Tuesday and Thursdays. And then when I get to the table, she will do her epsilon page. And we do the video on Monday, generally. So video 1 plus the A page. And then on day 2, she'll do the B page. On Wednesday, she'll do the D page. And on Thursday, she'll do the E page. And then if everything goes well, then test. But I'm not going to write that here until we know after Thursday kind of how we're doing. We're not doing science or health this week. That starts next week. And then we have lunchtime, couch time. Okay, so Awana hasn't started yet, but she is doing her gratitude journal and she is doing her Sunlight reader. Okay, so currently she is reading by the Great Horn Spoon, and she's going to read chapters 9 through 10, 11 through 12, 13 through 14, 15 through 16, and 17 through 18. Now, I don't mind if she reads ahead. She just has to make sure that on Monday she's all the way through chapter 10. By Tuesday, she's all the way through chapter 12 and so on. She often does like 2 days at a time, or on Wednesday she'll read for the rest of the week, something like that. So I just kind of leave that up to her. So now her weekly checklist is all filled out, and I'm going to write in on my planner what we are doing this week. Okay, so I started out with the dates across the top, and this is August 26th through August 30th. And we are going to start with putting our sunlight day numbers, and I don't write out every single thing that we do for sunlight in here because it's already on my instructor's guide page, and I just work straight out of my working binder or my mom binder for what we need to do in sunlight. I don't write every little thing down. So I'm just going to write sunlight Monday through Thursday. Most of our school is done Monday through Thursday with just a couple of things on Fridays. Okay, so then we are going to skip down to this section. And we are going to write calendar. Now, last week we were supposed to do calendar with my 3-year-old. And to be really honest, we just didn't get around to it yet with trying to start my daughter off on her language arts and having to kind of teach her the expectations, because a few of the things that we're doing, like copy work, dictation, and narration, are new and different, so they took a little bit more of my teaching. So we're going to try again on calendar because math is pretty self-explanatory as far as the independent work that she has to do. So first I'm going to write everything in the order that I have here. Now, I did a video on how I set up our day. I'll link it up here. But the reason why I put things in the order that I did is because of how they use different parts of the brain, whether they have writing or not, whether it's reading. And so I alternate for my daughter to do her independent work in a certain order based on not getting too tired doing the same thing. She's not doing all of her reading right back to back. She's not doing all of her writing right back to back. She's alternating a little bit. So that's why I want to make sure that I write it down in the correct order for her. So we're going to start out on Monday with copy work. And then she does that on Mondays and Tuesdays. This last week we did 2 sentences on each of those days, and that seemed to work out pretty well. And then on Wednesday I used one of the sentences from the first day as her dictation passage. And then she did her written narration on Thursday. Okay, so then she's going to work on Fix-It grammar. And this is week 12. Okay. Then she's going to work on CLE reading. And then she's going to work on math. So she's going to work on math. She'll do her warm-up, and then she will do her Epsilon video, and then she'll do the A page. That's 1A. Then on Tuesday, she'll do warm-up again. and 1B. Warm up and 1D. And then math warm up in 1E. And like I said on her page, I'm going to leave Friday blank. I'm just going to write math, and we will decide if we are going to do an extra day of practice or even continuing it on into the next week, or if she's ready to take the test. Okay, so now we have math finished. We are skipping science, and then I'm going to write in, oh, I forgot on sunlight to write the days that we're on. So we need to finish day 13 and then hopefully do 14, 15, and 16. So that's kind of our goal for this week. Notice that I write in erasable pen so that if I need to change something, I can. And I think that is it. Oh, I do want to write down here history and geography for us, because here, I'll just show you what I mean. The first 3 weeks of the Sunlight instructor's guides are available on their website, so it's not bad that I'm sharing this necessarily. But I just work through the entire Bible section in the morning part, and then in the later part we just do this history and geography section. So that's why I just wanted to write history and geography later on, so that I don't get behind, or rather so that I don't forget to do it. Okay, and then on Friday we will just do a catch up if we haven't gotten through all of the days for that week. Okay, the last thing that I want to write on here is my daughter's reader. So she's reading by the Great Horn Spoon. And I'm just going to put that kind of all the way across, but this week she is reading chapters 9 through 10, 11 through 12, 13 and 14, 15 and 16, and 17 and 18. Okay, so I think that is it. Now I'm just going to go through with my highlighter and highlight the boxes, because I like to do that to make it pretty. So I'm going to use green because that's my favorite color, and I'm going to highlight in green all the things that I need to be responsible for or to teach. Last week I did it a little bit differently, but I figured if I color coded what I needed to do, that would make me work a little bit better. Dictation has a green because I have to actually read the dictation passage to her for her to copy it down. I also do the video with her and the first math page of the week to make sure she understands kind of what it's doing. I do some extra practice problems because usually in Math UC he does 1 or 2 practice problems, but that's kind of it. If you want to do any more practice with your student before they just go working on the worksheet, you have to do that yourself, which is totally fine. Okay, now, sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to use the pink highlighter to do all of my daughter's independent. Oh, oops. Okay, so good thing these are erasable. The first day of Fix It Grammar, I actually do the Learn It part with her, so I'm going to highlight that green, although that did not erase very well. Let me try that again. Okay, that erased a little better the second time. So that's going to be green because I do that with her. She's going to work on these by herself. Of course, I'm always there to assist if needed. Okay, so I think that is everything for this week. I don't think I've left anything off. We're doing sunlight, Bible, and history. I have all of her language arts and math, calendar for my son, and then her reader. I think that's it. It always feels so good when you get all the things checked off of your to-do list for the day. So thank you so much for coming with me today as I got everything done. And I hope that was some motivation for you if you have things that you need to work on to get your homeschool year prepared, or to get next week looked at, or whatever it is that you have to do. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and click the like button if you enjoy homeschool planning videos, curriculum, getting things done, things like that. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so that you know when I post a new video. Thank you so much for coming with me to get some things done today, and we'll see you next time.